My dog.
But does it? Does your dog bite?
The snake
There
bite.
are 2 reasons why your dog would bite. What are the 2 reasons? Because it was being hurt, or it was protecting you, or protecting the house. Now, why would Sally bite?
If she was hurt, or trying to get protect my baby.
Right, exactly right. So am I hurting her?
No.
No.
So she'll
No, so
just
there's-
protect you.
So there's no reason for Sally to bite me. And that's just it. People are afraid of, people don't like snakes, just like you guys. Why? Because they're different. Because they're unusual. They don't have legs, and they don't have arms, and they don't have hair, so that they're strange creatures. And we don't like things that are strange. But once we get to know something, you can see that it's nothing to be afraid of. And Sally's the same way. Pardon?
What?
No, we'll let you touch her in a minute. But no, she's not wet. And what you can see, she's just as nice as she can be. Now, look at her tongue. What's she doing with her tongue?
Smelling.
What's she doing with her tongue?
Smelling.
Smelling, that's exactly right. And why is the tongue forked? Tongue has 2 parts. Why is it
For
forked?
smelling and tasting.
No, actually, tasting is a very good way, because you think about it, Sally's tasting the air. And that's kind of neat, because she can actually taste animals and the particles that animals, the smells that animals leave in the air. So that's what she's doing.
Can you put it
She's,
down?
and no, because some people are afraid, and I don't want anybody to be scared. But no, but she sticks her tongue out, and it's forked, because that way she can tell where the animal is. What's she gonna eat? What would she eat? What?
She would eat
No. What would she eat? What kind of creatures? If she were wild, what would she eat?
mice.
Mice. If you go over into the mill, any mill, old-time mills, you'll find snakeskins hanging down. Now, why do you think that is? Because they don't want mice. They'd rather have a snake than mice. And in order to get rid of, and what's in there for the mice to eat? The mice would love to have the grain, but the mice also are dirty animals. You know that, they poop all over the place. And when Miller can't sell flour with mouse poop in it, so he doesn't want any mice. So what he does is, one way to get rid of mice would be a trap. But then he'd have to set the traps, he'd have to bait the traps, and he'd have to check the traps all the time to make sure he got the animals. Whereas if he had a snake, the snake could eat the animal, the snake is very clean, and the snake could also go into the same holes that the mice would go into, and get rid of the mice that way. So it's a natural protection. So you go into any of these mills, and you'll see snake skins hanging down, because if you guys, like it's summer and you found a snake, you'd bring it to the miller, and the miller would pay you money for the snake. Go ahead, you had a question.
Can you touch Sally's tongue?
I really don't want to, because it's sensitive. Because it's so sensitive that it can actually taste the air. Okay? And you'll notice right now she's not even doing that, because she's all happy and sitting there in my lap. Yes, sir. No. No. Yes, ma'am.
Did she have a mommy and daddy?
She had, I think she's a lab bearer, so that but she was born in a nature center. She's never been wild. And she was born in New Jersey, and when we got her, she was about that size. And we've had her for about 14 years now. And she keeps growing, and you can see how big she is from that little tiny.
Wow. She's 12
Pardon?
inches.
Yeah, she'll continue to grow slowly,
It's touching inches right now.
because we keep feeding her. And normally she'd live about 14 years, but because we take care of her, she's going to live longer than that. Yes, ma'am.
What end does she go from?
What's what?
What end does she go from? What end does she go from?
Oh, back end.
What's the
There's a hole in the back, kind of like our backsides, and that's where she goes. No, when she, okay, there was another question.
Oh.
Yes.
Is there tail? Can you touch the tail?
Why would you want to touch the tail?
I'm just asking people something.
Yeah, you can touch any part of her. I just don't want to touch her tongue. It would be like somebody touching your tongue.
Wow.
And our tongues are sensitive. We don't want to do that. Now, Sally eats mice. So how does she find the mouse?
smell it?
Smell it, that's right. And that's where the forked tongue comes in. She smells a mouse and she goes, oh, it's stronger on this side of my tongue than this side, so it must be over here. And if she goes too far, it's going to be stronger on the other side. And when it's the same scent, both sides of her tongue, when it's equal, then she knows it's straight ahead. And then she can go straight ahead. Now, Sally is a constrictor, meaning that she squeezes her prey in order to kill it. And then she takes it to the kitchen and she chops it up and then she cooks it in a fry pan.
Thank you.
I wanted to see if you guys were listening. What does she do? She eats it whole. She can swallow it whole. Our jaws are kind of hooked together, where she can actually spread her jaws wide enough to be able to take in a mouse, a whole mouse. She'll swallow it whole. What end does she swallow? Back end or front end? Head first. Think about it. If she swallows it tail first, the legs would stick out and they might get caught in it. But if she goes head first, the legs fold up against it so that she doesn't have any trouble. And she'll digest digest the whole thing. The ears and the fur and the bones, everything gets digested. So you'll see if she eats something, you'll see this lump go to about here, because this part is her lung. She only has one lung. How many do we have?
2.
We have 2 lungs. Sally only has one big lung. And then that lump will slowly disappear as she digests the mouse. Yes? Speak up, please. I'm old. Oh, yeah. Well, she's getting she's warming up on me, actually, because she's a little colder than I am. Now, how many times do you guys eat a day?
3.
Well, 4. 3, 4. 4 because of the dessert.
Well, your mothers would say you eat all the time, because you're growing kids. But basically 3 meals plus snacks, right? So how many meals a day does Sally eat?
1, 2, 4, 3.
More like
4. 5.
Back up. Instead of 1, she eats about once a week. And we'll feed her 2 or 3 mice, depending upon how many she wants.
Oh, so you guys actually, how do you know how many she wants?
She won't take 2. We'll put it in there. She doesn't eat the 3rd mouse. We know she doesn't want it.
So leave it in there? Put it out.
We'll put 3 in. We'll give her a chance to have it. If she doesn't want it, then we know she's had enough. And then she doesn't need to eat as much as we do because she's cold-blooded. Now, what does that mean, cold-blooded? Do we know that? What's it mean?
That you're cold and you gotta get it. No.
Go ahead.
It means like you're used to the cold. You shed your
Okay. Cold-blooded means that she can't generate heat. You know when you guys run, you get warm because you're generating heat? Well, Sally could run all day long and she's not going to generate heat because she's cold-blooded. She doesn't know, her system isn't equipped to make any heat. And for that's why we have to eat a whole lot, because it takes a lot of energy for us to keep warm, to keep our body temperature. Whereas Sally doesn't have that. But that's why you'll see snakes or frogs or turtles sitting out in the sunshine. Because that's how they get warm. They get warm by sitting outside in the sunshine or on a warm rock or on something warm, because they take the temperature. And you can see right now, see how she's stretched out on me? Because I'm warmer than she is. So she's saying, oh, this is really great. You're warm. And so I'm warming up on her. She's sitting on my lap like a kitten. Now, is there a reason to be afraid?
No.
No, there's no reason to be afraid. But we're afraid of things that we're not used to, and that's what happens. And snakes, you don't see a snake all the time. But it's a good thing that if you see a snake in your yard, it's not something to be afraid of, and it's not something a lot of people say, oh, it's a snake, let's kill it. You don't need to kill it, because it's actually, if you see the snake, you're not going to see mice.
He's gonna crawl in the vacuum.
I thought I know where she's going to come out.
I knew it.
See, there's no reason to be afraid. There's no reason to be afraid at all. Okay?
Did she do that one time?
Is she
Did
like
she do that plenty of times?
What she does, the way she can move is, see the scales on the bottom?
Yeah.
And they move.
Big, huh?
And so what she can do is that she can open those scales to grab hold of something like the floor or even on the wall, that she can hold on that way. And then she can crawl. She'll throw a loop and use that, you know, like your ice skate, you push off from one side, 1 foot. Well, that's what she does with a loop of her body. And then she pushes off, and then she uses and makes another loop and pushes off from that and gets the rest of her body together. Okay. Now, does Sally have ears?
No.
I don't see any ears, do you?
No.
No. Can she hear? Actually, I don't know whether you guys know, but if you study anatomy, you've got 3 little bones in your ear, inside your ear that make up your ear. And they vibrate, and that's how we hear, by having those bones vibrate. Well, Sally has something very similar to that right here on her chin. And if you think about it, where's her chin? Her chin's on the floor. And feel the vibration?
Yeah.
She can feel those vibrations through her chin. And that's how she can find things too. So she'll feel that vibration. So she really doesn't hear, but she feels the vibration through her chin. Any questions? Okay. Now, some of you wanted. Some of you wanted to touch Sally. So why don't you line up over there?
Touch her? Line up in a line.
Sally's nice.
You want to touch her, Peanut? No, you scared? Huh? What's wrong?
Now, remember how we said we touch? So you can touch Sally.
You just don't like snakes? Okay, that's okay.
No.
Next.
You don't want to touch it, Crazy?
You don't have to.
Why not? It's alright, I won't touch it either.
Grace having a hard time. She do not like stuff out of the
Oh, really?
Statues. This is like
brave for her.
Let's go to the kitty room.
statues.
She is not
Good job.
a person.
Overcome your
And you were,
fears.
and you were afraid.
When you get up there, Wyatt,
entirely
Mommy wants to
different.
get a picture. Go ahead, walk up with Wyatt, Peanut.
Maddie, what it
There
feel
you
like?
go.
It feels really. The bottom feels smooth.
It's okay. One at a time. Easy,
Does
Peanut.
everybody touch? Everybody out of turn?
Okay. Yeah, here, hold on, Wyatt. Go back up there real quick.
Can't see.
He's
You gotta
smiling.
get closer. I can't get you with the snake.
He's smiling.
And every,
Okay, now, we've got a surprise for you.
oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm scared. No, I got you. It's okay.
Let Notch Tail get out here a little bit. Pull back, Notch. Pull
What's wrong with Jaguar Jack?
Let me tell her to stay over there.
That's what I try to do.
You guys were talking about how big a beaver might be.
He's like, yeah, he doesn't like them, so I don't want him going too close to him. You want him to take his hat off? Here, Wyatt, stand next to him so I can get a picture of you. You can get a picture with Maddie too. Here, just stand to the side, bud. I'm trying to get a picture. Hug him. Hug him, Wyatt. Hold on, I gotta back up. There you go. Good picture, guys. Good picture.
Picture taken.
Hug the little guy.
Hold on, I gotta get a picture.
Good job.
Hey, leave the beaver's tail alone.
Touch Stop. Beaver's tail, tail.
Hey, does anybody have a 2x4 for the beaver to eat? He's hungry. He's a piece of wood.
Oh. Come on, Wyatt. Beaver's tail learn, bud. Okay?
The red building's out there? Okay.
Come on, Peanut. I know. It's
tail now.
a perfect. Come over here.
Tail can sit down.
Look, he's hungry. The guy said he's hungry. You got wood for him?
You want to hug the beaver
No
again,
wood?
Eli?
Wait, let me get a picture of Eli real quick.
Eli, hug the beaver.
Hold on. If she wants a picture
Look at me,
of just
Eli.
them. And then I'll get a picture of just you and the beaver, okay?
All right, there we go.
Okay, get up there so I can
Come here,
get
Eli,
just
get out
you
of the
and
way.
him. Here, hold on. There we go. Hold on.
We haven't eaten no shirt for
Ready?
Show you a shredded.
Good job.
Hey guys, look at our table.
Okay. Guys, guess what? I'd like you
You're
to,
looking now.
I'd like you to meet who the real beaver is. Sammy, can you
We
pull your
gotta
head
show
off?
him.
Make it around.
Woo! See,
Here's the
look.
person in
Thank
there.
you for letting me out of here.
Look.
Can you come over and say hi to her
Can you
now?
say hi to her now?
You don't have to, you don't want to.
I was cuddling with the girl.
It's just a young girl sweating her butt off under there.
Yeah.
Would you like to wear the beaver's hands? How about the
Where
beaver's
his
feet?
hands? Pick your head up. We're trying to get your brother not scared, honey, okay? He's scared of it.
He was